Chosen ones, stop ignoring your calling. You were chosen for divine mission. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you were meant for something bigger? That deep, unshakable feeling in your soul that whispers, "You're here for a reason." Maybe it's not loud. Maybe it's not even clear. But it's persistent, isn't it? It's that quiet voice that calls to you in the middle of the chaos. It's the pull you feel when you're going through the motions of life, knowing deep down that you're not meant to blend in. You're not meant to live an ordinary life. The truth is, you're a chosen one, and no matter how much you've tried to ignore it, that calling will never leave you. It's time to stop running from it. You were chosen for a divine mission, and the world needs you to step into it. Here's what I want you to understand. Being chosen doesn't mean life is easier for you. In fact, it often means the opposite. Chosen ones are tested. They're shaped by challenges, broken open by pain, and pushed to the edges of their limits. Why? Because your mission requires you to be strong, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You've been given gifts, insights, and abilities that others don't have. But those gifts come with responsibility, and responsibility requires growth. The struggles you've endured weren't random. They were preparing you. Every setback, every heartbreak, every dark night of the soul was shaping you into the person you need to be to fulfill your calling. Think about your life for a moment. Look back at the hardest moments you've faced. Do you realize how much those experiences taught you? How they forced you to grow in ways you never thought possible? That wasn't an accident. You've been in training. Every hardship was refining you, sharpening you, and molding you into the vessel you're meant to be. But here's the thing: training only matters if you use it. You can't keep ignoring your calling, hoping the feeling will go away. It won't. That pull you feel, that's divine energy. That's the universe reminding you that you're not here to hide. You're here to rise.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But let's be real, stepping into your mission is terrifying, isn't it? It's easier to stay comfortable, to blend in, to live a life that doesn't ask too much of you. But let me ask you this: is comfort worth the weight of regret? Because the longer you ignore your calling, the heavier it becomes. You'll feel it in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. That nagging sense that something's missing, that you're not living the life you were meant to live. And you're not crazy for feeling that way. That's your soul speaking to you. That's your higher self trying to get your attention. Here's the truth: the world needs you. And I'm not just saying that to hype you up. I mean it deeply. The world is in chaos right now. People are lost, disconnected, and searching for meaning. There's so much darkness, so much noise, and so much pain. But you're a light, you're a beacon. And your mission, your purpose, is to be that light for others, to guide them, inspire them, and help them find their way. But how can you do that if you're hiding from your own potential? How can you fulfill your mission if you're playing small? Now, maybe you're thinking, why me? I'm not special. I'm not qualified. I'm not ready. But let me tell you something: you don't have to be ready. And you don't have to be perfect. The universe doesn't choose perfect people, it chooses willing people. People who are open. People who are brave enough to say yes, even when they don't fully understand what they're saying yes to. You don't need all the answers right now. You just need to take the first step. You just need to trust that the path will reveal itself as you walk it. And that brings me to the most important question you need to ask yourself: are you willing to answer the call? Because that's what this is about: willingness. It's not about knowing exactly what your mission is or how you're going to accomplish it. It's about saying, I'm here, I'm ready to be used. Show me the way. When you do that, when you surrender to the divine plan, doors start to open, opportunities appear, people and resources come into your life to support you. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. But let me warn you, the moment you say yes to your calling, resistance will show up. Fear, doubt, and insecurity will try to hold you back. The world will test your commitment, and that's why so many chosen ones never step into their purpose. They let the resistance win. But you're different. You wouldn't be listening to this right now if you weren't meant to rise above the resistance. You have everything you need within you to overcome it. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to trust that you were chosen for a reason. So let me leave you with this thought. What would your life look like if you stopped ignoring your calling? If you stopped doubting yourself and started living as the chosen one you were born to be? Imagine the impact you could have, the lives you could touch, the legacy you could leave. You have the power to change the world, but it starts with a choice. Will you answer the call? The weight of avoidance, why ignoring your calling creates pain and disconnection. Let's be honest, ignoring your calling doesn't make it disappear. It doesn't silence the voice inside you that's been whispering, or maybe even shouting, that you're meant for more. In fact, the longer you avoid your calling, the heavier it becomes. It sits in your chest like a weight, a constant reminder that you're not living in alignment with your purpose. And that weight doesn't just affect your spirit, it seeps into every area of your life. It's why you might feel restless, unfulfilled, or disconnected, even when everything on the surface seems fine. Because deep down, you know you're not honoring the reason you're here. You're not living as the chosen one you were destined to be. But why do we avoid our calling in the first place? For most of us, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. We tell ourselves, I'm not ready, or I'll do it later, or what if I try and it doesn't work? These fears are valid, they're part of being human. But here's the thing, avoiding your calling doesn't protect you from fear. It only prolongs it. The fear doesn't go away just because you're ignoring it. If anything, it grows louder. It shows up as self-doubt, as anxiety, as that nagging feeling that you're not where you're supposed to be. Avoidance is not a solution, it's a trap. And let's talk about the disconnection that comes with ignoring your purpose. When you're out of alignment with your calling, life feels off. It's like trying to force a puzzle piece into the wrong spot. It doesn't fit, no matter how hard you try. Maybe you felt this before. You're going through the motions, ticking all the boxes, but something's missing. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you know it's there. That feeling of being disconnected from yourself, from others, from the divine, that's the cost of avoiding your mission. Because your calling isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. It's the essence of your soul. And when you ignore it, you create a gap between who you are and who you're meant to be. But here's the truth that no one talks about. The pain of ignoring your calling is far greater than the fear of answering it. Yes, stepping into your purpose is scary. Yes, it will challenge you, stretch you, and force you to grow in ways you never thought possible. But the alternative, staying stuck, living a life that doesn't align with your true self, that's far more painful. Because no matter how much you try to distract yourself, that inner knowing will never go away. It will keep calling to you, louder and louder, until you either answer it or let it drown you in regret. Have you ever felt like something is missing, even when your life looks good on the outside? Like you're constantly searching for something, but you don't know what it is? That's the disconnection I'm talking about. It's what happens when you ignore the pull of your soul. And the longer you stay in that place of avoidance, the more disconnected you become, not just from your calling, but from yourself. You start to lose touch with your intuition, your creativity, your passion. You start to feel like a stranger in your own life, and all because you're resisting the very thing that's meant to set you free. But let me ask you something. What are you so afraid of? What's the worst that could happen if you answered your calling? You might fail, sure. You might face criticism, rejection, or uncertainty. But isn't that better than the slow, quiet death of ignoring your purpose? Isn't that better than living a life that feels empty and meaningless? You were not given this calling to let fear stop you. You were not chosen to hide your light. You were chosen because you have something unique to offer the world, something no one else can. And the world is waiting. The people who need your light are waiting, but they can't find you if you're hiding. Think about this for a moment. Every day you avoid your calling, you're not just delaying your own growth, you're delaying the impact you're meant to have on others. Your calling is not just about you. It's about the lives you're meant to touch, the hearts you're meant to heal, the change you're meant to create. When you ignore your purpose, you're withholding your gift from the world. And that gift is too important to stay hidden. So how do you move out of avoidance and into alignment? It starts with a choice, a decision to stop running, to stop hiding, and to start listening. Listening to that voice inside you that's been guiding you all along. Listening to your intuition, your dreams, your passions. Listening to the divine plan that's been written for you since the beginning. And then, once you've listened, it's about taking action, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if you don't feel ready. Because the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. That's why you have to start anyway. Let me leave you with this: the pain of avoiding your calling is real, but so is the joy of stepping into it. The fear is real, but so is the freedom. And the moment you stop running, the moment you say yes to your purpose, everything begins to shift. You start to feel lighter, more connected, more alive. You start to remember who you are and why you're here. And that, more than anything, is what makes it all worth it. The sacred responsibility of being chosen, why your mission matters to the world. Let me remind you of something you might have forgotten: you were chosen for a reason. This isn't a coincidence, a mistake, or a random occurrence. The universe doesn't work that way. You were chosen because there is something only you can bring to this world. Something so unique, so divinely crafted, that no one else can replicate it. And because of that, you carry a sacred responsibility. Your mission isn't just about you, it's about the ripple effect you create. It's about the lives you touch, the hearts you awaken, and the light you bring into a world that so desperately needs it. But let's take a moment to sit with this question: do you truly understand how much you matter? Really think about that. Do you know how deeply your actions, your words, your energy can impact the people around you? Most of us don't. We underestimate our power. We think, I'm just one person. What difference can I make? But here's the truth: the greatest movements, the greatest revolutions, the greatest transformations in human history have always started with one person. One soul bold enough to say yes to their calling. One person willing to believe in something greater than themselves. That's the power you hold. That's the responsibility you carry as a chosen one. The world is in a state of deep transformation. You can feel it, can't you? The chaos, the uncertainty, the division, it's everywhere. But within that chaos lies an opportunity for healing, for connection, for awakening. And you, as a chosen one, are a part of that. You were sent here to be a bridge between what is and what could be, to be a light in the darkness, a voice of truth in the noise, a reminder that love, compassion, and purpose still exist. But none of that can happen if you're ignoring your mission. None of that can happen if you're sitting on the sidelines, waiting for someone else to step up. Think about this. What if the one thing holding the world back from progress is you not stepping into your role? What if there are people out there right now waiting for you to rise? People who need your story, your guidance, your light to find their own way. This is the sacred responsibility of being chosen. It's not about ego. It's not about recognition. It's about service. It's about understanding that your gifts, your experiences, your challenges were never just for you. They were designed to prepare you for this moment, to equip you with the tools you need to fulfill your purpose. But let's be clear, being chosen doesn't mean the path will be easy. Far from it. In fact, it's often the opposite. The chosen ones are tested in ways that others aren't. Why? Because your mission requires strength. It requires resilience. It requires a level of faith and determination that can only be forged through the fire of adversity. Every challenge, every obstacle, every heartbreak you've faced has been a part of your preparation. It's been shaping you, refining you, and teaching you the lessons you'll need to carry out your mission. So, if you've ever wondered why your path has been so difficult, this is why. Because the universe sees your potential, and it's not letting you settle for anything less than the greatness you're capable of. But here's the thing, your mission isn't just about the big, grand gestures. It's not always about changing the entire world in one sweeping act. Sometimes it's as simple as changing one person's world. It's the small moments, the kindness you show, the wisdom you share, the love you give that create the greatest impact. Never underestimate the power of your presence. Sometimes, just by being who you are, you inspire others to do the same. Sometimes your courage to step into your light gives someone else the permission they've been waiting for to do the same. That's the ripple effect of being chosen. So, let me ask you this: what's stopping you from stepping into your mission? Is it fear? Doubt? The belief that you're not enough? Because here's the truth: you are enough. You've always been enough. The universe doesn't make mistakes. It chose you because you have everything you need within you to fulfill your purpose. The question isn't whether you're capable, it's whether you're willing. Willing to trust yourself. Willing to trust the divine. Willing to take the first step, even when you can't see the whole path. The world is waiting for you. The people who need your light are waiting for you. And every moment you spend doubting yourself, every moment you spend hiding from your calling, is a moment they're left in the dark. This isn't about pressure or guilt, it's about recognizing the sacred responsibility you carry as a chosen one. You have the power to create change. You have the power to bring hope. You have the power to remind others of their own divinity. But that power only works if you use it. So, what will you choose? Will you keep hiding, waiting for the perfect moment to start? Or will you step into your mission now, imperfectly but courageously, and trust that the universe will guide you every step of the way? The choice is yours. But remember this: the world doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to show up. Answering the call how to step fully into your divine mission, the time has come to stop waiting. The time has come to stop hesitating. You already know deep in your soul that you were chosen for a reason. That inner pull, that divine nudge, has been trying to get your attention for so long. And now, more than ever, the world is ready for what you have to offer. But stepping into your divine mission isn't just about saying, "I'm ready." It's about fully embodying who you are meant to be, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it challenges everything you've known about yourself. Answering the call is a process, it's a journey of surrender, courage, and trust. And that journey begins right now. But the first step to stepping fully into your mission is releasing the belief that you need to have it all figured out. So many of us hold back because we feel like we're not ready, like we need more time, more training, more clarity. But here's the truth: clarity comes through action, not before it. The universe doesn't give you the full roadmap ahead of time. It gives you just enough light to see the next step. And when you take that step, the path begins to reveal itself. This is why trust is so essential. You have to trust that you're being guided. You have to trust that everything you need will come to you at the right time. Most importantly, you have to trust yourself, the version of you that already knows the way, even if your mind doesn't fully understand it yet. Let me ask you something. What is one small step you can take today toward your mission? Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. It doesn't have to be big or dramatic. It could be as simple as journaling about what your calling feels like. It could be reaching out to someone you've been inspired to help. It could be dedicating 5 minutes to meditation and asking for guidance. The size of the step doesn't matter. What matters is the energy behind it. When you take even the smallest action with intention, you're saying to the universe, I'm ready, I'm listening, I'm willing. And that willingness creates momentum. That willingness opens doors you didn't even know were there. The next step is letting go of perfection. Being a chosen one is not about being flawless. It's not about having every answer or never making mistakes. In fact, your mistakes are part of your mission. They are your greatest teachers, showing you the lessons you need to learn so you can teach them to others. When you embrace imperfection, you give yourself permission to grow. You give yourself permission to show up as you are, knowing that you are enough. Because you are. You've always been enough. The divine didn't choose you because you're perfect. It chose you because you're willing to grow, to learn, to expand, and to share that journey with the world. Another important part of stepping into your mission is protecting your energy. As a chosen one, your light is powerful, but it's also precious. Not everyone will understand your calling. Not everyone will support your journey. And that's okay. Your mission is not for everyone, it's for those who are meant to receive it. This is why boundaries are so important. You need to protect your energy like the sacred resource it is. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who see your potential, who encourage you to shine. Create space in your life for stillness, for reflection, for connection with the divine. The more you nurture your energy, the more aligned you will be with your purpose. One of the greatest challenges of answering the call is facing the fear that comes with it. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of stepping into the unknown. But here's what you need to remember: fear is not the enemy. Fear is simply a sign that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, that you're growing into the person you're meant to be. The key is not to let fear stop you. Acknowledge it, feel it, and then take the next step anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward in spite of it. And every time you do, you prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are ready. Finally, let's talk about surrender. Answering the call is not about controlling every detail of the journey. It's about surrendering to the flow of divine guidance. It's about trusting that the universe is working with you, not against you. Sometimes this means letting go of your expectations of what your mission should look like. Sometimes it means being open to the unexpected, to the things you didn't plan for, but that turn out to be exactly what you needed. Surrender is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of faith. Faith in yourself. Faith in yourself. Faith in your purpose. Faith in the divine plan that chose you for this mission. So, what happens when you say yes? When you fully step into your role as a chosen one, everything changes. You begin to feel more aligned, more connected, more alive. Opportunities appear. Synchronicities guide you. You start to see the impact of your actions, the way your light inspires others, the way your courage gives others permission to be courageous too. And most importantly, you feel a deep sense of fulfillment. Because when you answer the call, you're not just living, you're truly living, in alignment with your highest self, in service to something greater than yourself. Let me leave you with this: you were chosen for a reason. Your mission matters not just to you, but to the world. And every moment you spend doubting yourself is a moment the world is waiting for your light. So stop hesitating. Stop hiding. Step hiding. Step into the calling that's been waiting for you all along. The universe believes in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself.